Now on WRDE Coast TV.
Cars parked on a street in South Bethany, how the town is finding solutions for parking in the summer.
Land for a development in Milton drawing some safety concerns, why people are calling for an updated traffic study.
A cool but overall pleasant evening here along the coast. I'll let you know if this great weather will last coming up in just a few moments.
Signing of Senate Bill 6, how this action will continue to preserve Delaware state parks.
From the beaches to the bays, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News at 5 starts right now.
Talks of reducing parking passes for people living in South Bethany. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with South Bethany debating parking pass changes.
The question is, when is enough enough? South Bethany, the local government there, has to decide whether to reduce the number of parking passes homeowners can have. Coast TV's Carmen Holland shows us how when it comes to parking passes, maybe less is more.
Ocean Drive in South Bethany. It may not look like it today, but
if you live here or come here in the summer, you are aware that it's almost impossible to find a place to park on Ocean Drive much past about 9 o'clock in the morning.
On Ocean Drive, only cars with South Bethany parking passes are allowed to park in the summer. The town is discussing possibly lowering the number of parking passes each household can have to 3 or 2, for good reason.
What we're trying to do is make it more likely that you'll be able to find a spot.
Suzanne Seltzer says parking in the summer can be dense, but still, she sees a benefit with changing things up.
But I do think that the number of passes that they have, 4 passes per household, is a lot, given the limited space that we have.
But she has some alternatives.
I would say that if there was an owner's pass for them that is associated maybe with their plates, and then 2 additional ones for the household, that would be better.
Some, like Susan Maddox, think the parking problem isn't about the passes.
The root issue is more like the overbuilding and the amount of houses that they're building. There's so many households that I don't think it really necessarily matters how many they give out. The parking is going to be full either way.
The town of South Bethany tells me the next step is the mayor has called upon the Planning Commission to put together a study to determine how many parking spaces are on Ocean Drive. And from that data, they will move on from there. In South Bethany, I'm Carmen Holland, Coast TV News.
And if you live in South Bethany and are planning on purchasing a parking pass in the future, there are 4 ways for homeowners to buy them. You can purchase passes on South Bethany's website. You can also visit Town Hall Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4. You can also mail a check to the town, or you can call the town to purchase over the phone.
People who live outside Milton are calling for an updated traffic study as Sussex County planners open the floor for public comment on a proposed development. The early plans show the twin-mast subdivision sitting between Coastal Highway and Root Pole Bridge Road with about 250 homes. If approved, the twin-mast subdivision would divide about 130 acres of land into 250 homes. People nearby say the original traffic study was done during the pandemic and didn't really account for the school buses that go by here or the normal flow of traffic.
250 houses. That's not a small amount. And you figure 2 cars per person, per family, per house probably. And we're talking about loading up this country road out front with cars all the time, waiting to turn left or right on Hudson Road. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to end up being dangerous.
There is a public hearing scheduled for this development coming up on Thursday. That's at 3 p.m.
As we take a live look right now into Ocean City from the Hershey's Exteriors 45th Street Tap House camera, our first alert meteorologist Alex Seymour, filling in for Paul Williams, joins us now. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening, Maddie. Well, yeah, we certainly are enjoying a pleasant evening here along the coast. Temps, they're in the 60s, so it is a little bit cool, a little fall-like out there, but overall, not a bad evening out there on our Boardwalk Plaza Hotel camera in Rehoboth Beach. The water's still looking quite rough out there in Rehoboth Beach, and that's going to continue to be the case for the next couple of days. 64 degrees this evening in Rehoboth Beach, still that northeast wind, 18 miles per hour. We're in the mid-60s all across Delmarva, 65 in Lewis, 66 in Millsboro, 66 degrees in Georgetown. Winds still coming coming out of the northeast, so we're still pushing water towards our coastline. So just be aware that we're going to continue to deal with minor coastal flooding during times of high tide for at least the next couple of days, probably until Saturday morning's high tide. So if you live near any of those inland bays especially, be aware of that. Satellite radar picture, not showing a whole lot going on. At least the rain's out of here right now, and that's going to continue to be the case throughout this evening. So our dog walking forecast, partly cloudy skies, temps in the 60s. Rain returns tomorrow. I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes.
Alex, thanks. Despite the erosion and rough waves seen on the coast, many people did get out to enjoy long-awaited sunshine in Rehoboth Beach. However, businesses along the avenue say they were suffering when Ophelia first hit. The lack of customers caused some shops to close. Back to business as usual today. But with more remnants of Ophelia expected for this weekend, some visitors say it would still take a lot to keep them from enjoying their stay.
The winds were too bad, obviously, with the wheelchair. I don't want the wind in his face. I don't want it to be uncomfortable for him. And rain. If it's doing the pelting like it was last year, where it's actually raining sideways, we're staying inside.
Winds are expected to start picking up along the coast even more so tomorrow.
I love that picture there, the guy with the hoodie just covering everything. This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, has the bad weather kept you from going out? Let's take a look at the results.
Pretty split here, 55% saying no, but 45% saying yes. I know that person in the hoodie is definitely in the no category.
Yeah, absolutely in the no. If you haven't voted yet, you still can. Obviously, this is likely to change throughout the day. Last night's poll, we saw a lot of fluctuation, especially late. Vote on WRDE.com or use our Coast TV mobile app, and we're going to have updated results at 6.
Senator Robert Menendez entered a plea of not guilty today to charges of bribery, fraud, and extortion. The New Jersey Democrat and his wife breezed past a row of microphones and ignored shouted questions as they exited a federal court building in Manhattan. Prosecutors allege the couple accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash and gold, as well as a Mercedes-Benz in exchange for assisting the Egyptian government. 28 Democratic senators have called for the senator's resignation, but Menendez has firmly said he will not step down from his seat and insists he did nothing wrong.
With no agreement in sight, it appears the government is headed for a shutdown this Saturday night. House Speaker McCarthy said he'll bring a short-term spending bill up for a vote that includes money for border security. That after the Senate made movement on its own stopgap measure. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how both bills face stiff opposition.
On Capitol Hill today, there is movement in the urgent efforts to prevent a government shutdown, but no straight line to a deal. Separate short-term spending bills are working their way through the House and Senate, but each version is destined to fail in the opposite chamber, where the opposite party is in power. The Senate's top Democrat issuing a pointed message to the top House Republican.
The only way out of a shutdown is bipartisanship. And by constantly adhering to what the hard right wants, you're aiming for a shutdown.
I don't see the support in the House.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy trying to persuade a small group of conservative holdouts who are digging in on spending cuts and speaking out against the bipartisan Senate proposal.
You have $6.2 billion for Ukraine. They do nothing to secure our southern border. That is just a non-starter.
Some moderate Republicans signaling a willingness to work with Democrats to keep the government open.
Well, we don't want to shut down, so I would do what we can.
As frustrations grow across the country, a group of young social media influencers traveling to the Capitol to speak to lawmakers and deliver a petition opposing a shutdown.
Kevin McCarthy thinks that, Gen Z and millennials aren't listening. And we are.
There are real people on the end of what it means to lock people out of their government and stop their benefits.
Young voices that could ring loudly in the 2024 presidential election as Republican candidates prepare for the next GOP debate tonight in Southern California. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Young voters are urging their followers to engage in the shutdown debate and the overall political process. Just as a new NBC poll shows, young voters have actually got a lower level of interest in the upcoming election than at this same point in past election cycles.
All parks across Delaware will be protected from major development following Senate Bill 6, signed by Governor John Carney. This bill was filed back in May following a controversy that arose last year when a restaurant was proposed in this area in Cape Henlopen State Park. The action is something that the Preserve Our Parks Coalition was fighting for since the proposal of the restaurant. The legislation meant to define the goals of the 1682 Warner Grant Land Trust by specifying the preservation of, quote, scenic, historic, scientific, prehistoric, and wildlife values, end quote, of the trust's lands.
Delaware State Police say they're continuing to investigate a deadly motorcycle crash on Route 1 that killed a Rehoboth Beach man earlier this month. Police say on September 2nd, a Honda Cruise motorcycle driven by 81-year-old Richard Bland was driving in the left lane of Route 1 heading north just after Camelot Drive. They say a Jeep Cherokee was stopped directly in front of the bike. According to police, for unknown reasons, the motorcycle did not stop. It hit the back of the Jeep. They say Bland was then launched off the bike. Troopers say he was taken to the hospital but died from his injuries on Tuesday, September 19th.
DelDOT has announced bridge work in Seaford is rescheduled for Sunday, October 1st through Wednesday, October 4th due to the upcoming weather. The agency says there will be extended lane closures on the bridge at Concord Pond Road. DelDOT says drivers can expect lane closures with crews from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Some exciting news for UD fans. Delmarva Sports Network is going to be broadcasting Northeastern at UD Women's Soccer. The game is going to be live Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. on the Delmarva Sports Network. More games can be found on the website. And a baby crown lemur born at the Delaware Zoo. How Denrex says the birth here is a significant contribution to the lemur population.
Well, more dreary weather on the way to the coast. I'll time out when the rain returns, coming up in just a few minutes.
But first, astronauts returning to Earth today. The record-breaking number of days spent in space by a NASA astronaut. That's up next.
Visiting your primary care physician for support and resources is especially important for those with existing mental health issues.
For members of the deaf community, your primary care physician can provide accommodations like sign language interpreters to ensure clear communication and quality care.
Take the first step towards better health throughout the Delmarva community. Call Community Behavioral Health today for help finding a primary care physician.
Experience the thrill of the race with Post Time with Heather Vitale, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. From the energetic sprints at Ocean Downs to the hard-racing action at Bally's Dover, all the way to the vibrant atmosphere of Harrington Raceway, we bring you the true pulse of harness racing. Sunday mornings at 8 and 11:30 on DSN, DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com, or on the DSN app. Post Time on Delmarva Sports Network.
Join us for the 5th annual fundraiser to support the Community Resource Center, Building Bridges for Neighbors in Need, Thursday, October 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy an open bar, delicious food stations, and live music by Benny Preston. Tickets are $80, with proceeds benefiting Community Resource Center programs, including food rescue, baby pantry, emergency financial assistance, and the Job Center. For more info, visit RehobothCommunityCenter.org.
The Powerball jackpot is always a lot of money. Right now, it's a lot of money. Powerball is over $850 million.
That's a lot of money.
Please play responsibly.
The grieving fiancé of the deputy sheriff gunned down in an ambush speaks out. He got shot just 4 days after they became engaged. What she wants everyone to know. Next in Sun Edition.
Today at 5:30 on CoastTV.
A NASA astronaut and 2 Russian cosmonauts returned to Earth today after longer than expected on their mission in space. Frank Rubio and his Russian counterparts launched to the International Space Station last September for what was supposed to be a standard 6-month stint. However, their Soyuz capsule sprung a leak in December. That's not good if you're up there. And that delayed their return. The crew ended up spending 371 days in low Earth orbit until a replacement capsule and crew arrived. It breaks the previous American record for the longest space flight held by NASA astronauts. The United States Health Resources and Service Administration visited Delaware last month to learn about the substance use disorder prevention work that's being done in Sussex County by the Delaware Department of Health and Human Services. According to the Division of Forensic Science, nearly 540 people across the state died from drug overdoses. They say that's a 4% increase from 2021, but Sussex County saw a 23% increase. Officials say that several $1 million in grants have been secured to implement plans for resources. The department also says that progress has been made towards reducing the stigma and the barriers that come along with treatment.
Tonight from 7 to 8 p.m., Tidal Health will host the Pink Ribbon Walk in Seaford for breast cancer awareness. The walk will begin at the Allen Cancer Center with a short walk to Gateway Park. That's where festivities will be conducted. During the event, both of Tidal Health's cancer centers will be lit pink.
Well, Delmarva enjoyed a beautiful fall day today, but dreary weather will be returning to end the week. I'll let you know just when that rain is most likely to fall and let you know when sunshine will finally take back over full time. Coming up just after the break.
It's been a long road to the finale. America has voted.
Unbelievable. I'm speechless.
It's fantastic. It was one of my favorites.
The winner is...
The first ever People's Choice Country Awards. Hosted by Little Big Town with performances from some of your favorite artists. Plus, your country champion and icon award winner. The People's Choice Country Awards, live Thursday on NBC and Peacock.
Delmarva Home Show. Explore the hidden house gems here on the peninsula. Exciting tours of stunning homes, charming cottages, and luxurious beachfront properties. Designer ideas and insider tips to help inspire your home decor. Discover the best of Delmarva's architecture and interior design. A showcase of the most unique and beautiful homes on Delmarva. Start your tour Sunday mornings at 11:30 on WBOC.
Are you going to do this?
I am going for it. Heck yeah.
You're going for it, baby. All right, come on, let's see the 10 grand. Yeah.
Grab hold of the wheel and take command.
I'll solve.
Wednesday at 7 on CoastTV.
Our second chance competition brought to you by Moderna.
Woo!
When the stakes are this high,
all in.
Do you take a bow, lose your cool, or show them who's boss?
You got revenge on that category.
I sure did.
Next Jeopardy.
Wednesday at 7:30 on CoastTV. The Ducks classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Duck on 107.1, 105.1, and 104.3. The station where you know the words to every song.
Did you know that painting your cabinets actually lowers your home value? Brian, what are my options?
Refacing your cabinets. It's faster and less expensive than a tear out and completely restyles your kitchen. You get all new doors, drawer fronts, and new hardware. Plus, get half off installation and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
Call today and Paul Davis can be out to your home as soon as tomorrow for down to the penny pricing on your kitchen.
Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. We are the difference makers.
100.9% classic country plays real country.
Well, you're going to want to get outside this evening because we are finally enjoying some gorgeous conditions across Delmarva, fall-like conditions as you take a live look out on our Gateway Subaru camera at the Commander Hotel. Yeah, we have a few clouds pushing through, but we've seen quite a bit of sunshine shining through those clouds throughout the daytime hours today. Temps sitting right around 65 degrees. If you look at the Atlantic, still looking pretty rough. It's going to continue to look pretty rough for the next couple of days, and we're going to continue to deal with a bit of coastal flooding, minor coastal flooding for the next couple of days, likely through Saturday morning's high tide due to this persistent easterly winds that we're dealing with. Temperatures with these east winds off the cooler waters of the Atlantic, we're going to stay on the cooler side. 64 in Bethany Beach right now, 64 in Rehoboth Beach. It's 66 degrees in Georgetown. Winds, these are sustained winds out of the northeast, as high as 23 miles per hour at the Indian River Inlet, 17 miles per hour in Rehoboth Beach. So still a little bit breezy at the immediate coastline. Lighter winds as you move a little bit inland, but still it's just adding to that chill, that fall feel to the air. Satellite radar picture not showing a whole lot. A few clouds moving through. Well, these clouds, they're going to thicken up throughout the overnight hours. We're seeing these clouds off to our southwest. They're going to start to move up towards our area. This area of low pressure, well, this is still the remnants of Ophelia. They're going to actually start to work their way back up the coastline again starting tomorrow, heading into Friday. That's going to swing clouds back in and likely swing some rain back into the area. We can see that on our futurecast. This is by 8 a.m. Thursday morning. It's cloudy again. It's starting to get breezy. And then there we go. We're starting to pick up a few of those spotty showers by 5:30. Those showers likely going to become a little bit more widespread. Not anything too terrible as we head throughout the overnight hours into Friday morning. And then Friday afternoon, our in-house futurecast actually suggesting that we get into some of those heavier rain showers. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. And that could continue into early Saturday morning before clearing out. By Saturday afternoon, the rain, the clouds should be out of here. And the weekend doesn't look half bad. Rainfall totals on our in-house futurecast suggesting some areas could pick up over an inch of rain over the next few days. I'm thinking it's likely overdone, but certainly something to keep an eye on. If we do get some of these rainfall totals in the couple inch range, then we may deal with a little bit of flooding, but certainly there is a little bit of discrepancy in the models for the next couple of days with just how much of that rainfall does get back into the area. We at least know it's going to be dreary. We at least know you probably want to keep an umbrella handy over the next few days. Winds, they're going to get gusty no matter what type of rain we see, whether it's light or heavy. We're going to see winds gusting out of the northeast. 25 to 35 miles per hour. Beaches, of course, seeing the heaviest, the strongest winds. That continues into Friday, but take a look at that wind direction starting Friday afternoon, starting to come more out of the northwest. So that's when we're finally starting to get that water out of here and pushing out back into the Atlantic so we can finally get rid of that coastal flooding. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast shows some dreary weather Thursday and Friday, but take a look at the weekend. Looking beautiful, partly to mostly sunny skies with highs in the 70s.
Alex, thank you. At Draper Media, we're inviting you to celebrate health, wealth, and home at the Shore Living Expo. Watch live demonstrations, shop local vendors from crafts to homes and boats to cars to RVs. It's an event you won't want to miss. Admission is free at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center, September 30th from 10 to 4.
Hey, you should join us on Coast TV to watch Sunday Night Football this Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then right after the game, we're going to have your hyper-local Coast TV news to get you ready for the work week.
Fleischer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva.
Serving at the Naval Air Station in Iceland, Greg Maloney played an indispensable role in maintaining our aircraft to the highest standards. This ensured that our aircrew could vigilantly patrol our northern skies, effectively deterring Russian bombers from breaching our airspace. His unwavering commitment to safeguarding our nation is truly commendable.
If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
True Blue Jazz Festival brings bandleader and drummer Bobby Sanabria and his Multiverse Jazz Big Band to Nassau Valley Vineyards October 14.
Hi everybody, it's Bobby Sanabria. Join me and my incredible 24-piece multi-Grammy-nominated Multiverse Big Band featuring Janice Siegel, Antoinette Montague, and Jennifer J. Ledesma on vocals as we perform a special concert dance honoring the Latin Jazz Big Band tradition as part of the True Blue Jazz Festival.
Get your tickets now at truebluejazz.org.
Weather is brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, the difference makers.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
The Ducks classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Duck on 107.1, 105.1, and 104.3. The station where you know the words to every song.
We'll do the whole carpet in the whole house for $5.
Wait.
You didn't even know how to do this. I thought you did.
We are family owned and operated, but I don't think either of you are ready to install yet. At Matt the Carpet Guy, we have the best vinyl plank and carpet in stock, bringing our showroom to you. so you can feel confident in the carpet you choose. Matt, the Carpet Guy. Flooring done right.
Due to the weather this weekend, the last historic Lewis Farmers Summer Market, it's going to be held in a new location. The new location will be at the Lewis Elementary School parking lot from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. That's September 30th. The fall market will begin on Saturday, October 7th, which will also be held at the elementary school.
Favorite story of the day, there's a new face at the Brandywine Zoo. According to Denrick, the zoo has welcomed the birth of a baby crowned lemur. Hey. This is from parents Sophie and Kip. Denrick says this birth is a significant contribution to North America's declining crowned lemur population, in the zoo population that is. The new baby brings that number to 35 here in North American zoos. Denrick says Sophie and the baby, not yet on exhibit, probably won't be till the fall, but don't worry, a name will be chosen soon.
You guys can't see right now, but I'm smiling big for that one. The holiday season will be here before we know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations from businesses and individuals, we do our best to make sure every child has a present to open Christmas morning. We do that by supporting nonprofits that handpick families in need, groups like the Boys and Girls Club, for instance. Applications for nonprofits like that are now open until they are due by October 31st.
Coming up, speaking of October 31st, the spookiest carnival in Milton, what to expect at this year's Zombie Fest. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community with a gift from a trusted family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 45 years. Just minutes from the beach, the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Available, affordable, at your service. See what makes Airbase Carpet and Tile Mart Flooring Supercenters your store for new floors.
The selection is incredible.
I mean, my floors look amazing.
Thousands of styles in the aisles for miles. Get carpets, hardwood, waterproof vinyl, laminate, area rugs, and more. On sale now up to 50% off. Simply pick, pay, take it away, or we'll install it as soon as you say. For free. Hurry into Airbase Carpet and Tile Mart Flooring Supercenters before the sale is over.
Honor, respect, trust your roof to Valor. The 3 pillars of Valor Roofing instilled in us by our founder, Vietnam veteran Al Kincaid. Purchased with a purpose this month. Your new Valor roof helps us donate a new roof every month to combat veterans in need. Slash 40% off your heating bills. Plus, kiss ice dams and weeks goodbye with your new energy-slashing Valor Roofing system. Enjoy no-interest financing for 3 years. Plus, the first 50 customers save $2,000 with promo code FALL50.
833-83-VALOR. It's football season, and Delmarva Sports Network takes you into the action with Down and Distance, a new show with the Friday Night Lights matchup of the week, plus Delmarva players to watch, top plays of the week, Bayside and Henlopen Conference power rankings, and exclusive interviews with players and coaches. Tune in to DSN Fridays prior to our game of the night this fall season. Down and Distance, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Welcome to the ride home on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. First rule of the ride home, we definitely talk about the ride home. In fact, tell all your friends. Second rule of the ride home, we have fun. Top 10 Tuesday, Would You Rather Wednesday, and every day you pick the songs on the high five. And the third rule of the ride home, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You've got enough to stress about. So let me handle the ride home, weekdays from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community with a gift from a trusted family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 45 years. Just minutes from the beach, the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Saturday, October 21st, the Milton Theater will host Zombie Fest at 4 p.m. There'll be music, interactive attractions, zombie makeup stations, all those activities and more. And the best thing, Alex, is it's free.
Yeah, certainly looks like a fun event to go to. Well, we got some messy weather on the way for the next couple of days here across the coast. We're going to see that rain starting to return to the area starting tomorrow. Official forecast clouds with a few showers, especially during the second half of the day. The good news is it does clear out by Saturday when that Shore Living Expo is going on. We're talking about partly cloudy skies on Saturday with temps climbing into the low to mid 70s.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and more local weather, download our WRDE News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And of course, we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.